In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to create the Sound Decisions app. What will take place once we are completely done is a ball will be bouncing around the screen, and every time it hits an edge of the screen, it will make a sound. So we will need 4 different sound clips for this app. So to get started, after you create a new project, make sure you call it Sound Decisions. What we want to add is a canvas and a ball. So under the drawer of drawings and animation, we're going to drag in a canvas and a ball. Now make sure you drag the ball inside the canvas. Now that we have that, what we want to do next is we want to change the dimensions on the canvas because the size of the canvas right now is way too small. So under canvas, we want to change it to fill parent for the height and for the width. So now we have a large area for our ball to bounce around. Alright, now that we have enough on our user interface, we now can begin to put the code blocks together. So what we're looking to do is 2 things. We want to take place when we use our hand, our finger, to touch the ball, it should begin flying across the screen. So that's the first step. So what we want to do is when ball 1 is flung, we want it to start moving around. So when ball 1 is flung, what we want to do next is we want to set ball 1 to heading. And then what we want to do next is we want to get the heading. And then what we want to do next is now that we have the location of where the ball will start, now we want to have the speed of the ball. So back to the ball again. Set ball speed. So now we want to add some math into this. And what will take place is we want to multiply by 10 our speed. So 10 times get speed. And the heading that you see in here and the speed, that's all built into this already. So I did not build those were already built into the blocks. Now, if you connect with your tablet, I'm going to take a second here to do mine. Go ahead and do yours as well. I'm scanning my QR code now. Come on. Go ahead, once it's on your screen, on your tablet, go ahead and push the ball and see what begins to take place. So as you push yours across the screen, what's probably happening is the ball is getting stuck to a wall. Or it may bounce once and stuck to a wall, then slide all the way down, and then you have to push it again. So what we need to do is we need to set some edges so this is able to continue to fly across the screen. For some reason I'm going to reset my connection real quick here. Try it one more time. Come on. Alright, it's not working. I'll just continue to walk you through the rest of it. Okay, so now that we have this, the next part we need to add is we want the ball, when it hits an edge, to bounce. So when ball 1 reaches the edge, or edge reached, we want the ball to do something. So we're going to call the ball to bounce. And then what do we want it to bounce off of? Well, then we need to add a variable, get edge. So when ball 1 hits the edge, we are calling it or telling it to bounce off the wall. What do we want it to bounce off of? Is the edge. So now when you do your app, what you should see is the ball, once you get it moving on the screen, it should begin to bounce around all over the screen when it comes to this. Now, here's the challenge that you'll be adding on your own, and I'm not going to do a walkthrough step-by-step process for this. You need to add 4 sounds, which you can find in your media, into your user interface. You need to find 4 sound clips that you would like to have. Now, there's a lot of resources out there. You can just Google free sound bites and find 4 of them, upload them into AppInventor, and then now you have your 4 sound bites for this. Once you have your 4 sound bites uploaded and matched with the different sounds, then you're ready to build the blocks. Now, something that we'll be using for this one is we'll be doing some if-else statements when it comes to this. So what you'll be doing is adding if-then, and you'll be actually adding this a few times. Oops. One, two, three, 4. So we have 4. So this is the piece of code that we'll be using for this. Now what you need to figure out is, how does this match up with hitting the wall and making a sound? Now, one more piece of information I'll give will either be on Schoology or on the board, which will provide the coordinates for the edges for your user interface. So up to this point, what we've done is we demonstrated how to make the ball move around the screen. We set a speed, we set of where it should start, and then we also created edges where the ball will bounce off. The challenge, again, that you need to have completed by the end of the time given is it will need to hit each wall, and the ball will need to make a sound every time it hits each wall, and the sounds have to be different. None of them can be the same. So if you guys have any questions, please email me and let me know.